Today we're going to talk about square head shapes. Make sure you guys subscribe in the lower right corner and make sure you guys leave a like. Let's talk about how do we identify a square head shape and how do we draw it. How to identify square head shapes. Compare. Compare multiple head shapes at least two side by side. The square head shape will become more apparent when it's next to another head shape. Next, not sure if your head shape is square or rectangle? When in doubt, compare your head shape in question next to a very square shape. If it turns out it's more of a rectangle, then this gives you the opportunity to push that shape even further. Remember, sometimes facial hair will alter the appearance of a head. Sometimes it elongates it, and sometimes it frames it to look more square-like. Take advantage of this when pushing your shapes. Now, when looking at a square, do you think of something soft or do you think of something hard? What do you think a square generally represents? Symbolism. When a square or rectangle seem to dominate the head shape, this tends to be a more heroic feature. A few traits that can also be associated to these shapes are strong, dependable, hard, solid, and masculine. The square and rectangle shapes are two very blocky shapes that feel very firm and solid. This is the reason why it's associated with masculine features, although there are exceptions, as I will show later on. But first, now that we recognize these shapes, how do we combine them together? How do we combine shapes? Combine. It's simple enough to come up with one overall shape for the head. This is just a starting point and can be intimidating for the novice to pull off. The head can be broken up into two parts, the top cranium region and the lower jaw region. This gives you the opportunity to combine two shapes together, stacked like pancakes. Shapes can also be interchangeable. You can come up with a variety of combinations, also by manipulating the 5 points of the face. This includes the two jaws, two cheekbones, and chin. Sometimes even the neck can be part of the combining of shapes. So much going on the outside. It's time to look at the inside to see how the proportions to the inside features are being arranged and organized. What are proportions? Proportions. As they relate to the inside features, this is how the features relate to each other in size and distance from one another. A good starting point is to identify where more of the mass is located. Is it on top or is it in the bottom? This is crucial in deciding whether you want to bring more attention to the chin or the forehead. Remember as well the distance between the eyes and the distance between the nose and mouth, and exaggerate it in the direction that you perceive it leaning in. Let's review. We have established the overall head shape as a square shape. Based on the picture that I'm using and considering the law of constant mass, it appears that there is more mass in the lower part of the face. Therefore, I'm rearranging the proportions of the features by moving them up higher on the face. This creates a wide open area in the lower part of the face. In addition, I move the features inward to emphasize the cheekbones. Lastly, the 5 points of the face can be manipulated to define the face even more. These points control the cheekbones, the jaw on both sides, and the chin. Sometimes different photos of the same face will influence or inspire a different approach. In this picture, his hairstyle leaves his forehead more exposed and serves as an opportunity to exaggerate the forehead by moving the features lower and once again in. This time, the forehead is being emphasized, along with the cheekbones. Thumbnailing like this is a good exercise of experimenting and spending just about 3 or 5 minutes on an idea before further polishing and cleaning it up. On this second experiment, I moved the features back up and stacked the square shape and a somewhat square rectangle shape on top. Indulge in the process and don't worry about not nailing it every single time. And what about female and kid faces? Does this apply too? Exception. For the most part, square rectangle shapes are associated with male faces. Although there are exceptions. For example, Angelina Jolie. For female faces that have a square face and that are less extreme, I usually just soften the edges to be less hard. For kids, the same rules apply, and here's some faces that fall under that shape. I'll keep this brief as I have plans in the future for a video dedicated solely for kids and another one on female faces. When studying female faces, Pinterest is an excellent source of inspiration to study from. Female faces tend to show more triangles and rounded heart shapes. How can I practice what I've learned? Exercises. Use the compare technique to find square or rectangle faces to practice on. Exercise 1. Take your face that resembles a square and impose that shape onto your drawing to make it more obvious. Starting with a sketch of a square sometimes helps. Exercise 2. Take the face that you drew as a square, and now instead of drawing within a square boundary, use a rectangle. Play around with the proportions and see if you can make it work with this counterintuitive approach. If anything, it will challenge you, and sometimes you can even make it work better than the obvious approach. Remember the 5 points of the face and check out my other videos on the inside regions of the face. Exercise 3. Take an iconic face, a face that is widely recognized either because of a gimmick, accessory, glasses, mask, something unique, maybe it's the hairstyle, and play around to see what shapes work with that face, including the ones that are counterintuitive to your instinct. And wait until you are finished to judge how well the experiment works, or not. Remember, play with proportions and everything else I've been talking about. Let's review. I tried to simplify the video as much as possible. I hope that you have realized that shapes can be interchangeable when drawing caricatures. That's why you should experiment and see what works best for you. Doing thumbnails before committing to a final piece is good and be able to visualize what it is that you want to do. In the live setting, it takes years of experience through trial and error to help visualize what you know will probably work in most situations. Thanks for checking out the video. Make sure you guys leave a like, subscribe, and leave any questions you guys might have for me directly below. See you guys later.